morning, everybody. I know there's not very many people in here, and I don't know if you all are even into the Debbie Collier case or not, but somebody was talking to me about it yesterday, and it just got me interested in it. And I am wondering what you all might know about it. Now, my main question is that Venmo that was sent to her daughter, $2,385. What an oddball number. And the cryptic message. Hello, Debbie L. Good morning. That cryptic message that they're saying was sent, it don't look too cryptic to me. I mean, it looks like something I would, if I was sending my daughter $100 and perhaps there was a game going on that day, and maybe I thought I could get in the gate under my husband's supposed special dealings or, whatever. Maybe my husband thought he could call in a favor and get me into the game. And then I found out that I couldn't get in the gate. And my daughter was wanting a specific amount of money or needed a specific amount of money. Oh, well, here's your money. Oh, by the way, they're not going to let me go. I love you. There's a key for the house in the blue flower pot. Go ahead and let yourself in. How is any of that cryptic? I mean, it just... Hello, Florida, living by design. Good morning. I am so upset by this situation. I am too, honey. It doesn't make any sense to me. Good morning from Colorado, Christine. Hello, Christine. Isabel. I mean, I might be wrong about how I'm reading that, but I mean, and yes, the more drama there is in a case, the more information and attention it gets. But, okay, she got in truck in the morning and daughter and son were waiting for her. She got in the truck and her son and daughter were waiting for her. Like that morning. Yeah, see, that's what I'm trying to find out is because all I've done is listen to the news conferences and the LE when they did the press conference 4 days ago. So I'm trying to find more information. But that message that morning, okay, and that was something else I was wondering about because they keep saying that the daughter was living in an apartment with the son in Maine, Massachusetts, somewhere like that. Yeah, the stepfather. He's a stepfather from what I gather. Didn't see her that morning. Right. So, but really, did that message really seem that cryptic to you guys? I mean, okay, take away all the drama or whatever. If your child needed money for something, because I mean, that was an oddball amount of money. So, I mean, it couldn't have been, and it wasn't that much money. So it couldn't have been some kind of ransom or something. Maybe a drug debt owed. Possibly, but $2,385, oddball amount of money, or whatever the amount was. And then the message, I mean, that message could have been sent from any one of us to our children. Hey, they're not going to let me go. If you need the key, it's in the blue flower pot by the door. I love you. I mean, didn't sound weird. The message, they won't let me go, is typed in by the daughter. Is it? I thought the message was actually sent with the Venmo money when it was sent. It was sent with that message. And it's not just they won't let me go. It's they won't let me go Love you. Key is in the blue pot by the door. Key for the house is in the blue pot by the door. See, everybody's highlighting the they won't let me go, but that's taken out of context because the whole message is they won't let me go. Love you. The key for the house is in the blue flower pot by the door. The daughter had both phones. At what time did the daughter have both phones? Because, see, this is what I'm trying to find out. Did the daughter by chance pull off the side of the road, have her mom meet her by the side of the road? Because the police are saying that the mother's phone was found with the body. The daughter's behind all of this. Well, see that, and that's like I'm saying, the 2,000 whatever $85. That's an oddball amount of money. Now, possibly it could have been that the daughter owed it to somebody, and the mom was trying to pay it for the daughter, and because she wouldn't, or whoever it was, then she just sent the daughter that amount of money. I'm just saying that's just an odd amount of money. You know what I mean? It's not like it would have been some kind of ransom or something. It could have been money owed, but I don't think it was a ransom. For one, it's too low of amount, and two, it was just an oddball amount. That's why I'm so sick. I feel it. Dear Lord, have mercy on us all. Right. It's strange to me. And I'm wanting to, like I said, I've watched like 3 hours worth of news footage. So I'm wanting to get y'all's perspective on what's going on here. I mean, it's a little bit strange that they only set her belly on fire. It's strange that they only took, well, they may have been the only items in the van, but they took all the items that she purchased and set them on fire too. I mean, my first instinct, well, wait a minute, I take that back. My first instinct when I heard the daughter's 911 call, well, not her 911 call, but when she called the next morning or whenever it was, saying that she had new information and she was squalling and crying and stuff, it seemed genuine to me. Hello, Cassie OC. I don't know, nothing that I've found. There's nothing new that I've found, not from the news or law enforcement, should I say. Everything that I've found, the newest, is either YouTubers, and that's been within like the last 7 hours, something like that. But from law enforcement has been 4 days ago. And that was when they came out and said that it was not suicide. It was not done by, it was a personal act of vengeance, basically. Hello, Heather Mack. Add drugs, instant assholes. These kids did it. So you think the brother and the sister did it, or the daughter and her boyfriend did it? And if you think about it, what would they have to gain? Because if she had a life insurance policy, the life insurance policy would go to the husband, not the kids, unless somebody knows something about a life insurance policy that I don't know about yet. I mean, I'm asking you guys for your opinion. What do you all know about this stuff? If you know something I don't know, please tell me. I think the daughter and the boyfriend. So you don't think the son, where is the son at? Was this Debbie's son, the brother that she supposedly was living with? Or was it her dad's son? Because other than saying that the daughter, Amanda, was living with her brother at this apartment building in another state. There's nothing being said about the brother. Was this Debbie's son? Do you all know? Well, yeah, it seems very strange, but it's only because we don't have a whole lot of information on it. I read this morning, new image of mother found naked, burnt, traveling near eventful crime scene. These kids wanted $3,275. Why did they want 3,275? But all that was sent was 2,385, correct? I'm looking up something. Um, okay, her life was priced at 3,275 to her daughter. Good morning, Miss New Orleans lady. How are you today? Yeah, it was $2,385. Good morning, Julie. How are you this morning, sweetheart? Guys, I'm looking at it right here. It says the Venmo payment of 2,385 and a cryptic message reading. And I will reiterate, I don't find this cryptic. The message, if read in full, and I don't know, like you said, somebody said that the daughter had added it in there, but I thought the message was actually sent with the $2,000. And if you read it in full, it says, "They are not going to let me go. Love you. There's a key to the house in the blue flower pot by the door." That don't sound cryptic. That is a message that any one of us could have sent to our children. Meaning they may not have going to let her get through the gate at the game. They're not going to let her go. How are they going to get the rest of the money? Can anybody tell me where this amount came from? How do we know this is what they were wanting? Because like I said, I am so new to this case. Sorry. I was reading something about where she had gotten charged, the daughter had got charged in 2008. How are they going to get the rest of the money? Yeah. Hello, Miss Lisa Renee. I've not seen you in a while, sweetheart. Glad to see you here this morning. Or work not let her go. Y'all have to overlook my coughing this morning. I do apologize. The daughter faced charges twice in 2012 for domestic violence case. Then in 2021, after a row with current boyfriend Andrew whatever, police charged her with falsely reporting a crime. Ultimately, it was dropped. They went after the boyfriend on charges that include battery and property damage. He was found guilty. Responding officer initially wrote down the burglary charge. It's not clear when the couple first began dating, sometime in 2020. Served 10 days in jail. In January, he pleaded guilty for DUI. September 4th, 2021. No, we're not even getting close to the date here. I don't understand why she drove 70 miles north of Athens to go to Family Dollar. She passed about $9 stores and 2 Walmarts on Highway 441. Okay, well, I heard, and I don't know how true it is, but I had heard something in the past 3 hours that her daughter had asked her specifically for the items that she purchased. I don't know whether to believe that or not. But if you think about it, the items that she purchased, if you're not, let's try not looking at this nefariously, okay? And then maybe we might actually figure something out. Hello, Jam 420. Good to see you here, hon. Okay, this was a game day. She was dressed looking like she was going to the game, right? Let's say, by chance, her hubby had connections that was going to get her through the gate to get into the game without paying. Why she would worry about paying or not, I don't know, because it looked like they had plenty of money. She bought a red bag, which most people do when they go into the dollar store because you can use them at home, you can use them to carry stuff around. If she bought anything at the game, cups, souvenirs, whatever, she could put it in there. A poncho to sit in case it rains. A tarp, possibly to put over the back hatch of her van to tailgate with. Who knows? The lighter is the only thing that's out of place. The torch lighter. Maybe she needed one at home. The paper towels, she could have needed some at home. She could have needed because she was going to be tailgating. Does anybody have have you all heard anything about her joining up with another tailgating party that was going to be at the game? Was there rain in the forecast that day? That I don't know. Okay, torch lighters are often used by meth heads. Just an observation on my end. We live in West Virginia. Several meth heads around in the area. Torch lighters are a big thing for that. I don't know, but we don't know what kind of for sure. What was it? The small torch lighter, like what you're talking about here, or are we talking about a torch lighter, meaning the kind that you start welding machines with, or is it a torch lighter like we have around the house to light grills with and candles and that sort of thing? What kind of torch lighter was it? I apologize, guys, that I'm not coming to the game with more info than what I have, but if you like I said, I sit and watch 3 hours worth of news footage, and I only watched a couple of YouTubers about the subject, and this is all I'm coming up with. She ended up dead. She wasn't at the game. She drove over an hour under the control of the Under control of who? SIL. I don't get what is it? The daughter and SIL. What's SIL? Right, you could have pop-up showers. You never know. It's just like when you go hiking, you always go prepared. And especially if you're going to pay money to go sit at a game, everybody knows you go prepared to the games as well. Yes, but Nana, she lives in Athens. No need to travel that far for those items. Right. I agree. And like I said, it's said that her daughter asked her to buy those items. Where was the game at? We do not know what she had in her car. She may have had a portable grill in her car that she needed a lot of. That's what I'm saying. She could have been planning on tailgating. That I don't know. They just said torchlighter. Okay. In the South, there is a dollar store every other block. Yes, I know this, honey. I'm still trying to hold on. Son-in-law. But that wasn't her. I thought it was just a boyfriend and not a son-in-law. Okay. Thank you for clearing that up, Lisa Renee. And Florida living. This is very confusing. Debbie's case is very confusing. Yes, it is. This case is so obvious. Yeah, I know you think it's the daughter, and it may very well be. But the point being, unless it was some kind of weird drug deal or something going haywire, and Lord, I hate to throw stink where it don't belong, but like if it was to do with life insurance, the only person that would benefit from that would be the husband. But he was at work all day. Venmo transfer to her daughter. That is really suspicious to me, though. That's what I'm saying. For that specific amount of money, yeah. The game was in Athens that day. It was a home game. I live up here in the country on the county over. Okay, so there would have been no reason for her to have drove 70 miles away because the game was right there, right? I've been watching other cases, hun. It is drugs. Well, that's what I was saying to begin with. I mean, the oddball amount of money could have been a drug debt that her daughter owed. Drugs are destroying our country's families. I agree 100%. Yeah, I understand it was a home game, but so the home game, I mean, where was her house compared to the game? The boyfriend owed $2,385 on his probation. Specifically, that amount. Well, then that covers why the mom sent that amount to her daughter. Hell, she may have had a boyfriend. She was going to his house. Well, in my opinion, if the daughter's boyfriend owed that amount of money to his probation officer, that would have been why she sent the daughter that money. The only problem is we got to figure out who it was that wasn't letting her go. And I don't honestly believe there was somebody in the van sitting there saying they won't, they're not going to allow her to go. I believe there was some place like she was going to go to the game and they wouldn't let her go, get in the gate or whatever. I think it was something like that. Grizzly's channel said what, honey? Her house is in Athens. Okay, so she drove 70 miles away from the game, away from her house. Okay, well then obviously that's what the money was for. Now we just have to figure out who it was or where was she going that the people decided not to let her in. Because I'm telling y'all, that's not a ransom type note. They waited crouched in the van in the morning of Saturday and they told her what to do. Oh, that's fine, honey. I understand. Florida, is that a fact? I mean, have the police figured that out for a fact? Has somebody admitted to it? I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm trying to find the facts, honey. Do we know the boyfriend and the daughter, or the son and the daughter, whoever it was? Is there, facts to back it up? I guess not, huh? You are a detective. Okay. You might be a detective, but I'm still asking, was there facts? I mean, is there anywhere that there is facts that they were found there, or they have police records? Okay. I haven't heard any new updates. They have police records. Sweetheart, Florida, I wished you would come over. If you're a detective, I wished you would come and help out with the Summerwells case, sweetheart, and help us figure out some stuff on that. Just basic questions. And this scabs on the face of the girl are results of meth. Right. I mean, I would agree with that. I've not seen a whole lot. Like I said, I just jumped into this case. Somebody had mentioned it to me. I've seen the name several times out there. So, and I started watching it this morning, and I was just, like I said, I have questions. Well, I wished you'd come and talk to me about it, because I've got a couple of, just like I said, basic questions I would love to get some answers from a real detective from. Poor little Debbie. All she seemed to do was help her daughter. The boyfriend is a stick out. Good morning, Jamie Rowell. I think this is horrible. Uh, I don't know. What do you mean on Messenger? I'm hoping it'll be. I mean, they've jumped on it quick. So, and this is this about as quick as I've seen any of them working. So, yeah, hopefully it will be solved quick. Check out WSB-TV News, Channel 2. For updates, follow Athens, Clark County, Georgia, or any news situations. Yes, I want to. I want to, but I'm just what I'm saying. Are you talking about on Messenger? And I don't, but I mean, are you listed as Florida Living by Design on Messenger? I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Because I do have questions and I would love some intelligent answers. Okay, thank you, sweetheart. Um, so we're basically stuck right now. You said that the brother and the sister were waiting, right? In the van. But what would they have gained from them doing this to her? I mean, it had to have been more than just the money for the boyfriend's probation. So if it was the sister and the brother, well, the daughter and son, whatever, then was there a second life insurance policy? Hey, Mama Mac. Right, and where was the boyfriend at the time? There, there had to be a motive. They're dragging it out because arrests are going to be made quickly. Good morning, Carrie. Glad to see you here, sweetheart. And happy hump day to you, too. Get the cuffs. Lord, I wish there was a couple other cases that we could say that to. Motive is the $3,285. But I guess our mom was $1,100 short or $900 short. You reckon that's why they killed her? Because she couldn't come up with the other $900? Surely to goodness they wouldn't have killed her over $900. Not your mother. Not for a boy. Prior written threats to harm family by the boyfriend. Wow. I agree, Dolly. If the daughter did this to support her boyfriend, or if the daughter and son did this, oh, wow, that is pathetic. That is totally pathetic. All I can say is that Debbie's husband better be watching his back. Real careful. Real careful. If they do this to their own blood mother, imagine what they would do to him knowing that they're going to get all the money. Get the house, everything. Daughter and the boyfriend. Okay. I pray they didn't. Well, I pray they didn't too, honey, but there's not a whole lot of room to wiggle in this situation. I mean, I was hoping and praying that there would have been some logical reason, and maybe she pulled off the side of the road because somebody was stopped and acting like they were in trouble. Mama Mac, they are going to be arrested. They made a big mess. Well, okay, if Florida Living, what was the purpose in the tarp and the bag and the paper towels and all that? I mean, obviously they didn't use it for anything except to set it on fire. Surely they weren't dumb enough to think that they could, you know, burn her whole body with just those few items. And what was the significance of burning her belly? If they did that, I hope they get buried under the jail. Me too, honey. Was it her daughter and Debbie screaming right before? Right, I understand she was made to purchase those items, but what, Lord, what in the world could they thought they were going to use them for? A scam probably lured her there. Hatred towards the womb. So we're talking about a psychotic, Lord forgive me for saying it, but a psychotic bitch here, huh? Hello, Miss Selena Dixon. How are you this morning, sweetheart? Wow. Unreal. Well, like I said, guys, I jumped on here because I was curious about this case, but if it's, fact, I'm doing great, Selena. Thank you, honey. If they have proof that, the daughter and boyfriend or whoever was in the van, and it did show that the van had tinted windows in the back, so you probably couldn't. But why wouldn't she have said something in the store when she was in the Family Dollar buying the stuff? That makes no sense either. I understand crazy people do crazy things, but it makes no sense. Maybe she trusted her daughter. Maybe I don't know. And see, that was something else I was thinking, that because supposedly her purse was found at home, but no, wait, her purse was found at the crime scene. But she took just what supposedly she took her license, then she didn't take her license, and she was being threatened all along. This is a horrible case. From what I saw, her daughter just moved back from Maryland on September 8th. Right. Huh. I don't know. I guess, sweetheart. Wow. I think the boyfriend and the girlfriend were in the van, but said, "Oh, Mom, let's have a barbecue." And they sent the mother in. Then, when they got on the highway, they pulled her over to go. Right. Makes sense. To go pee, maybe. Yeah. Could you imagine doing something like that to your mother? This is a woman that gave life to you. Yeah, I understand there are some mothers out there that aren't worth the salt, but for the most part, right, wrong, or indifferent, it's the only mother you're ever going to have. I had the world's best mother, of course, but I couldn't imagine. That's horrible. It is just horrible to think that people are out there that could do this. Hey, Mama Mac. Yes, I adored my mother too. There was never a better woman in the world, in my opinion. Hmm. They waited in the van for her. The daughter and the boyfriend, they took over her day. Wow. No way I give my mom her baths. She's 85. Exactly. There's no way. Hello, Heather. I lost my mama 5 years ago and dad 2 years ago, and the world give anything to spend more time with them. I love them dearly, and they return love even more. That I feel completely 100% agree with you about my mom and dad. But my mom and dad's been gone. My daddy died when I was 14, and my mom died when I was 25. There is such hatred in the act of evil. Yes. I have lived long enough now that I have lived longer without my mother and father than I had them. So, and trust me, it's a horrible place to live in a world without your parents. Well, at least when you had really loving, good parents. Good morning, Tabitha. So, is there any other cases that you all want to talk about real quick or go over? It's fine, sweetheart. I just can't talk about my mom. When I talk about my mom or try to, it goes all to pieces. So, we just don't do that no more. Wow, I am so sorry that you lost your parents at such a young age. Me too, sweetie. Me too. But I am thankful that my mom saw and met all of my children. So thankful for that. I don't think they were with her because I don't think they were with her because why would they leave her car sitting at the crime scene 70 miles from home just to walk back home unless they followed her? Right? My dad died 6 years ago, and my sister and I nursed him until he passed. I'm still not over my dad. Not me either, sweetie. Debbie looked like she would do anything to help. Sean Daughtry. I've heard about his case. I think Harsh Reality's been covering it. Debbie looked like a sweet mother. She did. And they got picked up. So nobody ever answered me this. Was the brother that Amanda lived with, was that Debbie's son also? Oh, honey, I'm so sorry. My mom passed away on my daughter's 7th birthday, and it was December 20th. So I understand what you're talking about when it comes to the holidays. Missing boy Lucian out of Washington State. 4 or 5 year olds, right? Lord, I think there's an epidemic when it comes to 4 and 5 and 6 year olds. It makes me sad about Debbie too, honey. She really looked like she had a huge heart. Can't imagine hurting my mama in any way, form, or fashion. Me either, honey. I couldn't imagine hurting anyone. And the other day when I was having to give that poor man CPR, and I knew because I've watched so many shows on it, you have to do compressions so hard that you can hear ribs crack or you're not doing them hard enough. And this man was 71 years old. Now, granted, he was a bigger man, but it's still, they killed me. And to know that if I didn't do it correctly, that he probably wouldn't make it. And I just, and he didn't make it. With Amanda's history of lying to police and finding false claims, I wouldn't be surprised if she's trying to set up the boyfriend, right? Or maybe the stepdad. I thought Amanda and boyfriend had an apartment near her brother. Yeah, but they moved down here, right? I mean, well, to Georgia. I'm a nurse and have done CPR many times, and there's been a few with no broken ribs. Well, I understand that, but for somebody who has never performed CPR again before in their life, I know that you have to go 2 inches. You have to mash in 2 inches for it. And like I said, we're talking about a big man here, honey. He was like maybe 400 pounds, 400 pounds. And we're a short man too, by the way. Right. That's what I was trying to explain to his grandson. When I was explaining to his grandson, it's going to sound like you're cracking his ribs, but it's okay. They can deal with his ribs after he gets to the hospital. We've got to keep the heart going. Yeah. And the bad part about it is I was actually on my way over to get them to fill out the paperwork to get our lights turned on, because I'm staying right now without lights. But in where I live, you have to have the landlord fill out the paperwork to get lights turned on. And I was literally walking over there to have him fill that paperwork out. And they're like, well, one gentleman was like, you probably want to come back later. And I'm like, why? He said, well, do you know anything about CPR? And I'm like, I thought the man was messing with me. And I was like, no, why? And he's like, well, because Don's laying out in here on the floor. He just had a heart attack. I'm like, Jesus. And then I heard his daughter screaming. She was screaming bloody murder. It was so horrible. Sorry, guys. Amanda's brother came out with a statement the other day. Oh, he did? Look into Thomas Brantley out of Barlow County, Georgia, and what he was charged with. My best friend lives close there, and they said is a house of horror. I just don't believe in getting on here and blubbering, okay? I just. He was asking for prayers, etc. He did say something about negative chatter. Who is Brantley? That's going to be a name I'm going to have to look up. Thank you, Heather. And Selena, thank you so much. Okay, Amanda knew her mom's bank card password. At some point, because of 911, she seemed surprised a password didn't work. She was acting like she was trying to provide info. Right, but okay, but the stepdad or whoever has not came out and said, "Oh, hey, there's a big chunk of money missing from the bank account." They've not even said if the bank card is missing from her purse. I mean, everybody knew that she had her bank card with her. So, I mean, it's not like they would be giving anything away in the investigation if they said, "Hey, the card's missing. People need to be on the lookout." This statement should be easy to find. Okay. Thomas Brantley. Huh. I think Dad is working with the police. You think so? Hey, Living by Design. I'm gonna type in my email address. If you don't care, just email me real quick when you get a chance. So, because I looked on Facebook, I don't see your profile. And I really would love to talk to you. If you email me, then I can give you my phone number or whatever. Me too. Deb, my best friend, asked me had I heard. She sent me the info. Golly, I feel very uneasy about this, and I've been watching Summerwells also. Yeah, well, I'm hoping and praying that my theory yesterday it's a theory, yes, but if you look at all the signs, it's a very plausible theory. I don't know if you guys, I know some of you are my subscribers, but I don't know who saw the video from yesterday about Collier Trent. But that would be the best scenario for summer. Thank you, by Living by Design. What is my theory? Are you talking to me? Uh, well, if you're talking to me and you're talking about the video I did yesterday, the signs have all been there, guys. I mean, and we just haven't noticed them. But according to Clyda Trent herself, and yes, she's an older woman, late 70s, but according to her herself, in her own words, she was here in Tennessee when summer got gone. Because, first of all, she had to have been here. There's no way that she would have left on Monday and drove Monday or Tuesday and drove straight here. It's 28 hours from where she lives to get to Tennessee. There's no way she's going to drive straight from her home to Don Wells's house just to come and see him. Not a 78, 79-year-old woman. No way. So she was already in town when she called Don Wells up and said, hey, I'm planning on coming and seeing you on Wednesday, which was June the 16th. And he's like, well, CPS and the law and blah, blah, blah is going to be here then. And she's like, oh, well, no, I'll just wait and come Thursday. And he's like, no, I want you to go ahead and come on Wednesday. So she had to have been here on Tuesday when Summer got gone. Now, if you'll think about the different things that have been said, like Dawn saying there's never ever going to be any evidence. The only way there can never be any evidence at all is if nothing ever happened to Summer. She literally got in a car, healthy, breathing, and drove off that hill. Candace making the statement, well, I didn't know. If I'd only known, I would have walked out there. So maybe Candace didn't know. Maybe this was something that Dawn and Clyda had set up between them. We know that Don did not want to go to prison over diddling a child. He plainly stated in one of the interviews that he himself would take his own life rather than go to prison for diddling a child. Sorry, I get on a rant. I'm very, very passionate when it comes to Summer. But the plain and simple fact is, Clyda was in town. Clyda has done favors for this family before, as in holding the property for Don until his mother passed. There is, but in that amount of time. Also, we have the picture that showed up. I forget exactly when it showed up. I believe it was after December. Hey, Zero. But where Summer was sitting on the bike and everybody thought it was a more recent picture at the time. It was a more recent picture. She has longer hair. She looks older. She was sitting on a bike and there was an older person standing behind them. From a friend of mine who does this, has training in all this, they say it's an older woman that's standing behind Summer in that picture. And everybody's like, oh, why would she do this? Why couldn't they have just sent her away with the woman? And because CPS was coming for a reason. And Don knew if it was found out that he had diddled this baby, he was going to prison. And it's not like you could just send them away and when CPS shows up on your door say, oh, well, I didn't want y'all to see my kid, so I sent them away. CPS is going to demand to see this child. So what's the bet? Well, she got gone. She was abducted. In a couple of years, she can show back up. They'll be cleared of any wrongdoing. If anything sexual has ever happened to her, it happened in the 2 years she was kidnapped. They can't prove any different. So Dawn and Candace are cleared of all charges, cleared of all suspicion. They get their boys back. They have their happy little home again. Clyda Trent has the money, and this is alleged. This is my opinion, guys. Clyda Trent has the money. She has the pool in Hawkins County. I mean, come on. From what I understand, she owns half of Hawkins County. She is cousins to Ronnie Lawson. She's been a permanent fixture in Hawkins County for many, many, many moons. One of the higher ups. Nobody's going to touch her. And FBI definitely, even if they went and searched in Utah and searched the grandparents' house and searched the aunts and uncles' houses, they're not going to go 2 or 3 counties over to go search an old lady's house that just so happened to once upon a time live in Hawkins County. They're not going to do that. And besides that, the county's right next to Hawkins County. There are people that don't have a clue who Summerwells is. You could show them a picture and say, "Who is this kid?" And they don't have a clue. You really think that anybody that might see her out in the yard playing in Utah is going to, "Oh, well, hey, that's Summerwells. We need to call and turn this in"? No. Clyda has the money to hire tutors to come in and homeschool her. She has the money to hire somebody to come in and help her take care of the child. I mean, Clyda, in her own words, says that CPS asked her to take the boys to her house that she still has in Churchill to take care of them until foster care could be available. And we've heard from another source, allegedly, that Candace was taking the boys and going and staying at another person's house at night while Don was there and coming back during the day while he was at work. I mean, there's a lot of things that point to Clyda being the person that drove away with Summer, including the slip up that Don said, well, she put her in her car. And I mean, Don did go to Utah for a few days after Summer went missing. Don and Candace both stopped in Utah while they were out in California. Think about it, people. I think FBI need to go and check it out. Where did I don't remember, Zero, where that pic came from. And I'm sorry I got on a rant. I don't remember where that pic came from. But I'm almost positive it was after Christmas that it came out. But it was circulating. It's been circulating for a while now. Now, that one particular one that I posted yesterday is one that somebody else snagged off of, I believe it was John Davis's channel, because she knew I had been looking for it. I can call and talk to John Davis and see if I can find out where he got it from. Don is going to Utah. I don't think Don's going to Utah. I mean, unless, living by design, unless he is extradited to Utah, I don't think when he gets out of jail, he's going to willingly drive to Utah to live, knowing that they will be looking for anything they could to get his butt in jail, knowing what he's done to those girls up there. You think she is? You're one of a few, honey, that believe that. I heard about another child was in a secret room hidden behind a dresser. Yes. That little boy, I believed, was in that wall for 2 years. 2 years, I think, he lived there. What about the little Paisley that was in New York? She was hidden under a staircase. You're wondering if it was a lookalike of Summer? Well, I agree with you, Dolly, but then again, you have to hope and pray that not every parent out here are horrible monsters. I mean, you have to pray for us to be able to keep our sanity. We've got to try to keep some kind of hope in humanity. We have to. Because if not, then we're just all going to give up. Parents are uneducated. But being uneducated doesn't mean they don't have common sense, or not really common sense, but have street smarts, should I say. Because you may not have a lot of book learning, but you can sure con people out of a lot of stuff and know that that's what you're doing. Even if you can't, even if you can't read or write, you know how to get what you need. That's just knowing the streets. You're a cop, you should know that. I didn't mean that to sound snarky. I was just meaning I followed this from day one, but I'd still think that she's alive. I've never thought she was unalive. I go both directions. I still stick with my initial thing is Don knew CPS was coming. He had been diddling. He wakes up one day and says, Candace, it's time. You got to get something done. You're going to have to do something. You got to get rid of this problem. Candace would do anything for Don. And when Don came home, whatever had happened, he was cleaning up the mess, meaning whether it be physically cleaning up the mess or where he stepped in and just took over the whole narrative and was telling the story and never allowed Candace to talk, cleaning up the whole mess. But Don Wells is behind that baby getting gone, however it happened. I'm telling you. And I knew that from the very first time I ever saw him on TV, standing there with his oldest son, or second oldest son, before anything was ever brought out about anything like that. I think for sure that they know where she's at. I believe if they technically, I mean, because you have to be technical about stuff, technically maybe they don't know, and maybe that's how they can get around the polygraph test. Say they let Clyda take her. They have never technically been to Clyda's house, so technically they wouldn't be lying when they said they don't know where she's at. Sort of like the day that Candace made the statement when she was talking to Ernie Shell. If I only knew where she was at, I would go get her right now. Well, how are you going to go get her right now? You don't know. I thought you said somebody abducted her, or Don's saying that he'll see her in the resurrection. Yeah, they know where she's at. I wish she was alive, but unfortunately I didn't. I don't think she is. Well, Florida, living by design, what do you think? You think she's passed, right? Living by design, I have a question for you. There was a lady that made a comment on one of my videos one time. It says that she was found during the second search that was done in November. That she was found, but there were parts missing. I hate to even say that, but I don't know how else to put it. Now, if that were true and they're trying to gather evidence on who, what, when, why, or where, and how, can they actually, by law, leave up the Amber Alert? I mean, by law, if they know where she's at, do they not have an obligation to take the Amber Alert down? I'm sorry this got turned over on Summer case, but I'm just so. What do you mean? Not if they know 100% that's her. If they know it's 100% her, then they're supposed to take it down. They're only supposed to leave it up if they don't know where she's at. That's what I'm saying, though. Supposedly they found her, but if they found her, they're supposed to take it down, correct? You don't think there was any truth? Well, it wasn't just me that got that message. And it wasn't just one person that told that message. Now, 1 second, guys. I'll be right back with you. Oh, crap. I've spilled it wrong. Okay. Nope. Oh. Nope. We'll just take that off there. Okay. I'm certain Candace believed she was alive. I've never forgotten the look on her face when Dawn suggested she could be unalive. Maybe it was animal remains again. Well, not according to this is what was told to me by Nancy Fleming, I believe is her name. She said a friend of hers that was involved in the search, the second search, that lived in Bristol, Tennessee, told her that she was found, but there was parts missing. There was another YouTuber who was contacted by some source who was told by a man a similar story. That look has so much meaning in it. But every time I bring it up about this comment that was made, and now y'all have to understand, this Nancy woman comes into my chat or comes in and comments on my videos quite often, and she's not a troll or anything. I have begged this woman to get a hold of me. Every time I answer a comment that she makes, I put my email in there and beg her to get a hold of me. And she will not. So I don't know what that's saying, but I just want to find this baby or find out what happened to her and see to it that the people that are responsible, no matter what that may be, receives the punishment that they need. And people can swear up and down all they want. Oh, well, just because Don was accused of something by his family, that don't mean it. And he just really loved his daughter, and you don't have proof that nothing happened. Let me tell you something. All the proof I need came out of Don Wells's mouth himself when he said that he takes his clothes off and gets in a shower and takes his 3 boys who were 12, 10, and 8 years old, takes their clothes off and puts them in the shower with him. And he takes that 5-year-old baby, that little angel, and puts her in the shower with all of them. That's all the evidence I need. I don't care who you are. If you are a good father, there is never going to be a time that you're going to be stripping down nude in front of any of your children. And people can holler, oh, no, there's a completely, I've looked all over the United States. I've looked around the world. There's no law against a parent putting the opposite or the same sex child in the shower with them. But you point me out a good father, a good daddy, and have him come to me and tell me that he would do that. And I'll kiss your butt and give you 30 minutes to draw a crowd. There is not a good father or a good mother. I mean, mothers are different. When the kids are little and they're babies, yes, we put them in the bathtub with us. That's when they're babies. When they get up big enough that they understand girls and boys, that's time to stop putting your child in the bath with you. And there is not a good parent out there that's going to continue putting the child in the bath with them or the shower or anything else. And if you do, there's other reasons for it, and they ain't good. Exactly. He did. And he admitted the fact that he did that to his own sister and then tried to blame it on her. Now, whether he ever gets punished for what he did to his sisters and whatever other girls that were in Utah is neither here nor there. Hello, wee Scottish ma. But the plain and simple fact is, he mentally harmed his 4 children he had here in Tennessee. And that's what I'm upset about. Okay, there's a picture supposedly of Summer, but the kid looks like 9 or 10 and looks like makeup on. I don't like it. GC, do you happen to have that picture? I believe there's been somebody else telling me that there's supposed to be one going around, a picture of her, but nobody's seen it. If anybody has that latest picture that's supposedly floating around of her, please send me a copy of it. I know the lady that goes by the YouTube name of FBI sent me a picture of a gathering at an SDA church in, I believe it was Virginia. And the little girl in it looked just like Summer. But of course, anytime you put out a picture and say, hey guys, this looks like her, everybody has their opinion. Oh no, it can't be her. I don't know why everybody's so dead set on this child being gone. There's a very good possibility she's not. I mean, wouldn't it be better to believe that the parents are horrible parents and just send her away somewhere than to believe that they are monsters and literally got rid of her? Boy, I'm on a rant this morning, Nana. I apologize. It's just, this really gets to me. And then, of course, comments that I receive over this stuff, which, no, I don't pay any attention to them, but sometimes after you get enough of them, it gets to you. Like those stupid footprints. Can I please address, there's 56 people in here. Please hit the thumbs up button, guys. But the stupid footprints. Okay, I don't believe, and I have explained 1,000 times why I do not believe that there could have been any footprints. Okay? I grew up in the state of Tennessee, in East Tennessee, playing in the woods, barefooted. Okay? But the simple fact is, if there was footprints, do they have a time and date stamped right beside them? Please, somebody send me proof of how they are positively that they were made on the 15th of June, 2021. If they're even there. Hey, Bob G. If she is gone, she has likely been cremated, but I think she was handed off to someone and there would be no evidence of a crime. Exactly. That's my point. That's what he said that. And there's only one way that there could be no evidence. And that is if Nothing happened to her. And she was just sent away. I think if the Amber Alert were notified she was found, it would come down. Maybe it still up because they are trying to build a bigger case. Well, see, that was why I was asking Living by Design. She says she's a real detective, then she would know. And that's why I was asking her, what is the law on that? That's why I think she's still alive too, is because, or I'm hoping and I'm praying that she's still alive, is because that's Amber Alert is still up. And because there's been nothing, there's no way no animals got a hold of her. There has been no evidence of clothing, remains of no kind found anywhere. And in my opinion, John Pruitt and Ronnie Lawson keeps hollering, well, she's in that area. She's in that area. They know she ain't too far from there. Well, then why haven't you gotten deputies? And if you don't have deputies, have some come in from another place, have TBI, FBI, U.S. Marshals, somebody come in and start knocking on those doors and going in and searching those people's houses and searching under their houses. I mean, search the staircases. We obviously know that people can put small children in a staircase and keep them there for years to hide them from the authorities. Exactly. They would have heard or found something by now. But and in my opinion, it's just my opinion alleged, but that's another reason I believe that Clyda Trent may have tried. I'm not saying that Clyda has done anything wrong, guys. I'm not trying to accuse this poor old lady of making or committing a crime, okay? Other than trying to help a friend out. And technically, other than hindering an investigation, she technically wouldn't have committed a crime because the parents would have handed the child off to her. So it's not like she would have abducted the child. Cursed with curiosity. Oh, that sounds like me. I loved your video about the Mrs. Trent theory. Funny thing though, I mentioned it. One panel brutally ignored it. JSB deleted it. Deleted a comment? Not I heard on another channel, Clyda Trent possibly could have taken her. You think Jody Sue's responsible? Huh. Well, you would think that if Jody Sue had done something to that child, that she would allow anybody to have any theories otherwise other than her, huh? All you said was what you think, Jody Sue? Hey, all I done was ask her if she's going to answer a question, and she stopped her whole entire show and went off on me, cussed me out. But it was the first time I'd ever been to her channel, and she was just sitting there not saying nothing. And I'd ask a question and she wouldn't talk. And I simply just asked her, are you ever going to answer a question or are you just going to sit there? And she stopped and she cussed me out. I know it. I'm a troublemaker, ain't I? Hey, but at least I ain't never been blocked from her channel. Not yet, anyways. Well, I may be now after I was the witch comment. But I wasn't saying she was a witch. I was saying if she wants to act like a witch. Yeah, yet. Hello, Happy Haggis. I'm glad to see you guys in here this morning. I was starting to think I wasn't loved anymore. I don't know if it's people have stopped watching my videos or if YouTube just really don't like me. But my views are going down. And I don't understand because as passionate as I am about Summer's case, there are so many other kids out there. And just because we do videos on other kids, people don't want to watch them. And I don't get it. I mean, that's like, let me see if I can pronounce his name correctly. Yaron Kathuri. I'll be streaming a live stream from his vigil tonight. He's the 17-year-old boy missing out of Georgia. And his phone has pinged in 3 different sections, and they still don't know where he's at. They've already found his car, but they don't know where he's at. His mom and dad are begging for anybody to help. I'm around. I just don't comment as much anymore. Well, I'm glad to see you guys here. I don't think JDC Brown has anything to do with Summer's disappearance. I think she's just making money off Summer's name and is an evil human being, right? What's picking? Who's picking on Nana? Do I need to whoop ass? Just kidding, y'all. Carrie, you're so sweet. I stopped watching a lot about Summer just because it's like we're stuck within 4 walls, just running into them nonstop. I agree, honey. I really do. There's nothing new. And that's why we literally have to go over what we have and try to figure out what happened. And somebody told me the other day, with all the hundreds of people that have came out with different theories of what may have happened to Summer, somebody has stumbled across the truth. They really have. But because law enforcement didn't give it anything out, we're never going to know which one it was. But with all the different theories and synopsises and all that hypothesis and everything out there, somebody has stumbled across the actual truth of what happened to this child. I don't have it. I don't remember whose channel it's been on. I just thought it odd since there were questions early on how old she actually was. How old who actually was? The baby? Jody Sue is full of poo-poo. AK-47. Love the name. It's got to be a guy. You're a guy, right? You got to be a guy. Hawkins County LE stinks. You're telling me. I mean, look at all the, that's another point. Look at all the officials that have been in Hawkins and Sullivan counties, because they're basically one dang big county. But look at all the officials in those areas and all the trouble that these officials and doctors and stuff have been in. If Clyda Trent had took that baby, you really think Ronnie Lawson's going to even look her direction? Not to mention they are related. But she's also, if we were playing Monopoly, she'd be considered a land baron. Come on, guys. You can't see everyone's comments. excuse me, go up and click on where it says top chat or live chat and click on live chat. And that is why I try to click on the comments that I'm talking about. I try to click them up on screen so everybody can see them. Wicked bitch of the South. Wow. The last time I looked, Summer was not on the Federal Bureau of Missing Kids. I wonder why. I don't know, but I heard that too. And that's been almost a month. She's not been on there now. Makes you wonder too, don't it? There's a little girl, the little girl named Kadar Williamson, that's missing from Pennsylvania. And his Sally My Jack started digging into that one. And there was a state representative had put out a video that said she had been found safe and sound, right? When Sally called the police department said, no, she's still missing. Well, she called and actually spoke with the state representative that put that information out. And come to find out, the detective that is working on Kadar's case says he had laid eyes on this child since she's been missing. He has laid eyes on her, knows where she's at. He's not allowed to say where she's at. He's not allowed to say if she's safe or sound. He's not allowed to say anything. So technically, in the state of Pennsylvania, this child is still missing, even though the detective that's working her case knows where she's at. Tell me why that detective, when he's seen that child, didn't go and get that child and bring her back to where she's supposed to be. No, you didn't miss my opinion on the letter about that share got. You did not. I have not actually stated my opinion on that letter. My opinion on that letter is that's very feasible. I only have one question. First of all, this lady from Australia that met with these 3 different couples never really understood where she met them. A couple that lived in Kingsport. They lived in Kingsport, not Rogersville. But yet supposedly they lived around where Summer was from. That right there's something's not adding up right there. But everything that what I believe, if that letter is true and feasible and legit, I think that letter was wrote by somebody that has personal knowledge, if not personal, actually was there to what happened to Summer. There's too much intimate information we're talking the house that she's supposed to be staying in, the fact that there's power running to the outer buildings, that kind of stuff. There's too much intimate information in that letter stating about what may or may not have happened to this child for that person to have not actually. I cannot see a couple who did not know the Wells, did never met Summer, who just happened to live near her, but yet they lived in a county over, who happened to run into a person from Australia with 2 other couples and remember detail for detail all this information. Come on, something's not right there. So if the letter is true, I believe that it was wrote by a person who was actually there when this happened, when this took place, if it actually took place. Does that help? That's my opinion. But knowing the child was being looked for, Miss Trent would have let Ellie know she was safe. Why would she? If Don Wells, wait a minute, let's back up. Miss Trent calls Donnie, like his mommy did. Now, I had this discussion yesterday with this person. Miss Trent already skirted on something that was borderline illegal for this family. Karen Goad, it is a fact, Karen Goad had the property. She inherited it. She did not purchase it. She inherited it from William Goad. She had 11 point something acres. Yes, you are allowed to live on property if you are drawing a government subsidized check. She was getting SS or SDI, I believe. You are allowed to live on a certain amount of property, but you can't have excess amount of property, or else they expect you to sell part of it and live off of that. Because if you have the means to take care of yourself, why would you expect the government to take care of you? Okay. So, to keep the government from taking the property for money that you're receiving, she has Clyda Trent put it in her name to hold for her son until after her death. Now, no, technically that's not illegal. It happens every day. But technically they were doing it to cheat the government. Correct? Am I wrong? And yeah, it goes a long ways to putting property in your name as to keeping a child hidden to keep somebody from going to prison. But if this was his mom's best friend and she had known him pretty much his whole life, what would you do for your godchild? I mean, they honestly thought, guys, that Summer's case was not going to blow up like this. They honestly thought they were going to say, oh, she wandered off, or she was took to Mexico, or the bears ate her, and that it was going to be dropped. But it wasn't. It blew up worldwide. It got out of hand. It went beyond what they could handle or what they thought was going to happen. So now they're all stuck. You're allowed to own a home and a burial plot if you get SSI, but you can only have so much money and can't own multiple properties, right? I believe there's only so much land that you're allowed to live on too. Or not, you know what I mean? If you own excessive amounts of land that you're actually living on, they do expect you to sell it. And if not, and even if they wouldn't require you to sell it, when you pass, they're going to want some of that money back if you have left a bunch of money. So yeah, I absolutely agree. They had no clue how public this was going to go. Exactly. Hi, Marianne. Glad to see you, sweetheart. Hi, chat. Just got here, and I'm starting at the beginning. That total of 232,385. Is that a birth date by chance? No. Is that actually a clue from Debbie? Well, Marianne, when you get to this point, evidently it was how much the boyfriend owed his probation officer. The daughter's boyfriend. I would love that to be the case too, honey. I really would. I'm just saying, with every other wild-haired theory and idea that has been out here, this would be the most sane idea. That Don Wells did not want to go to prison. He had an older lady who had the means. She's a rich old lady or a rich woman, like he talks about in all his interviews, that could take care of Summer the right way. He made arrangements to have her go stay with this lovely, sweet old lady who had been friends with the family forever and ever, whom he was really close to keep him from going to prison. Because remember, third time is just, you're out. And he would go to prison for the rest of his days. So I can see her thinking, him convincing her that it's, we'll convince him that, she got abducted or whatever. You keep her for a little while. And then after, a certain amount of time, we'll collect the reward money or whatever. And then you bring her back and set her out on the street or whatever. She shows up. We prove that we didn't do anything to her. And then if there's any damage done to her, scar tissue, whatever, well, we can say that it happened to her while the abductors had her. Nobody can prove anything. Candace and Dawn would be in the clear. Nobody would ever know that Clyda was even involved. Summer would be home. The boys would eventually get to come home, all happy and go lucky. Except Summer's case blew up the way it did. And now they're all stuck. In my opinion, allegedly. Someone said they're too stupid to pull off a crime like this with no evidence. I think there's a abundance of evidence. We just can't connect the dots yet. Well, and it wouldn't take brains to call up a family friend and say, hey, can you do me a favor? It's not like anybody in Utah is going to be driving down the road and see Summer playing out in the yard, especially if they dyed her hair or whatever. They're not going to be driving down the road and say, oh, wait, there's Summer Wells. Let's go call the TBI. Those people up there probably literally don't even know who Summer Wells is. Thunder Sky said DW owned another house in Hawkins County. Did y'all see that? No, I did not. It's if you have Medicaid, that has to be paid back, not SSI. Well, if you have SSI, honey, you have Medicaid. I don't know about where you're from, but where I'm at, if you have SSI or SDI, you have Medicaid and Medicare both. Do you think she would care for her at home or enroll her in a Christian boarding school? Now that's a thought. A Christian. Now she's involved in the Brigham Young University real heavily, and I know her own children went to, or at least her son went to that school, that university. So it's a possibility. That's something I hadn't thought of. But I was thinking, if you're wealthy enough and way out in Utah, it wouldn't be too hard if you're paying the right price. You hire a nanny to come in and take care of the kid, or you hire a tutor to come in and tutor the kid. That person might think, well, this looks a little odd, but this is a fine, fancy house, and this woman's got money, and she's paying me, like time and a half here, or maybe double time. So maybe I just should do my job and keep my mouth shut. For the right price, people will do that. They have no firsthand knowledge that anything wrong's going on. They just know that there's an elderly lady who has a young child in their home. Is that enough to actually go to the police about? No. You're getting paid to do a job. You go in, you do your job, and you leave. Hello, I see you. That theory fits with her wearing a new outfit and Candace leaving twice. Candace handed her off, possibly handed her off that second trip. And if y'all remember, Marlena said that her daughter came in the weekend before and said that they were packing Summer's bags and said she was going to be taking a trip. Think about it. And we know Clyda Trent had to have been there at least on Monday in Rogersville. Checked out Thunder Sky's information, and there's not a Don Wells that owns property on Center Street in Sullivan County, nor is he a current or past resident at that address. Okay, thank you. Where and when did that peak surface of Summer with the bike in the background? I see you. Do you remember when that picture came about, honey? Or remain calm, either one ends. The picture of Summer on the bike with the older person standing behind her. Do y'all remember when that picture came out and who brought it out? You're right, Happy Haggis. It is all about the money. Was it the Wells site, Mama Mac? Is that where it came from? It may have been. It may have been the web, the YouTube page for the Wells. If she took Summer for them to keep her from getting checked by a doctor, etc., wouldn't you think that they wouldn't want the boys checked either, since it's been said that bad things happen to them? Well, probably remain calm. Like I said, they probably didn't. They thought, everybody keeps saying they're not very smart people. Maybe they didn't think far enough. Maybe they thought that because they were saying that she was abducted, took to Mexico, wandered off, the bears ate her, whatever. Maybe they figured that everything was going to die down and it would not blow up to the point that it did. Wicked bitch, that picture is on my video that I did yesterday. It shows up in one of the slides that's going through. Thank you, ICU. I appreciate that. Everybody acts like I'm trying to be mean to Clyda Trent. I'm not. And if this is what happened, if Clyda Trent did willingly go help Don and Candace, or Don or whoever, guess what, guys? Don and Candace and Grandis and Clyda and any other adult that may be involved are adults. They had their choice to either do it or not do it. They also had the choice to turn it into law enforcement or not. Summer was a 5-year-old baby. She's a 6-year-old baby now who had no choice, who had no options, who had no say-so. So I would much rather check people out that I think could be guilty and then me find out that I'm wrong, as to say, oh, well, that's a sweet old lady, let's not bother her. And then guess what? Summer's been sitting with her this whole damn time. I would rather be wrong than be right. Okay? It just agitates me when people try to, and all this bull crap about, you're just using Summer for clickbait. Well, let me tell y'all something. I ain't getting enough damn money off YouTube to be considered using her for clickbait. All the adults have failed that baby girl. Exactly, Happy Haggis. I agree 100%. Even before she got gone. And remain calm. I don't know if you got my message last night or not, But yes, Margie said that her and Donald III lived with their mom when they were children, when she lived up here in Tennessee with Don Wells. Those kids did live here. So yeah, they were around their dad. Evidently, they were around their grandmother too. Now, I'm still telling y'all, granted, I have not talked to the woman face to face. I'm going to say girl because to me she's a girl. But I'm telling y'all, Margie seems like a very sweet, very intelligent person. That's Dawn's oldest daughter, if y'all don't know who I'm talking about. I talk to her periodically on Messenger. And anytime I've asked her a question, she's answered me. I'm assuming it was around 2015. That's when her and Don got divorced, and that's when she got that piece of property up there. From my understanding, and I could be wrong, but the shed, the gray shed that he went to first to see if Summer was there when he got home from work that day, that piece of property actually belongs to Pam. It was given to her during their divorce. Exactly. Summer was old enough to talk, and that's the bottom line. She hasn't said what she thought may have happened. She says that let me see. Hang on one second. She says that her dad was a good man and that he never did anything. But if you'll remember back, Dawn says that something did happen to Margie, and basically she took it like a trooper. Yes, I'm paraphrasing, but he says that she took it like a trooper, right? She says that nothing ever happened. She says, my dad is a good man, one of the best in my life. I gave her my phone number and I've texted her. I asked her about did he have a younger brother? She said, no, he does not have a younger brother. And then, of course, then I asked her, did her and her brother live with their mom when she lived here in Tennessee? And she said, yes, that they did. No, she didn't say that. She said that her dad was a good man, one of the best in her life. That's what she said. So, as usual, who do you believe? Because that family is some lying people. Well, I would have to say I would believe Margie, except for the fact that we already know there are several other people in Utah who have made the claims against Don. So, in this instant, I would have to say I believe Don when he says that something happened to Margie. Technically, I didn't ask her if something happened to her. She just says he's a good man and one of the best in her life. So, good morning, Miss Robin. I hope everybody that's coming in knows that I just didn't see you. Hello to everybody. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Right. Dawn didn't speak highly of her, and I don't know why, but she speaks highly of him. Ancient Gypsy. Hello. Well, I was I'd started this live out concerning Debbie Collier, guys. So if anybody has any answers about that, because I mean, I have nothing but questions when it comes to that case. Oh, geez. I'm just thinking. I will reiterate that on the Debbie Collier case. Now, granted, there was a lady in here, Living by Design, Florida, Living by Design, says that she has something totally different to say. But in my opinion, that text that was sent with the Venmo amount of money says, "They won't let me go. Love you. The key for the house is in the blue flower pot by the door." That could have been sent from any one of us to our children. They won't let me go, meaning that could have been she was going to a game, or she wanted to go and do something, and whoever was in charge of the event wouldn't let her go. She could have been going tailgating with friends, and then they changed their mind. Who knows? But now Florida Living by Design thinks that there's going to be arrests soon, thinks that the daughter and the boyfriend are going to be arrested. She believes that the daughter and the boyfriend did this in cold blood, plain and simple. You think she was meeting someone? I don't know anything about Debbie Collier. I heard what you had to say about Summer in Utah. It gave me hope. Right. Well, Summer's that's the whole reason I started my channel. And no, it's not to ride off of Summer's back like everybody tries to claim. It's the simple fact that I live up here. And I know a little bit about East Tennessee. I've lived here my whole entire life. Well, thank you, Ancient Gypsy. I'm so happy to hear that you're a sub now. Is that the case where they are looking into the daughter? Yes, that is the case where they're looking into the daughter. Yes, Ancient Gypsy, we have some of the best mods and some of the best subs and viewers of all of YouTube. Let me tell you. My first thought, that is not Debbie in the Family Dollar store. The upper torso of this female is much bigger than Debbie's. My first thought, that is not Debbie in the Family Dollar store. You know, I've wondered about that myself, but she would have had to have used her debit card to pay for the items. I'd say that's how they verified that it was her. And plus, they've got a identification from the clerk. They showed pictures of Debbie because somebody was trying to say Amanda was the one actually in there. And the woman's like, no, it was the mother. Hello, Miss Jennifer. How are you? I'm listening while I work, but I don't think local knowledge is given enough credit. On the Summer case, the picture of Summer, I see you. That's the first time you've seen it? Wow, really? It's been out for a long time now. Thank you very much. My family is from the area where Summer lived. They moved away in the 50s, but I still have some family down there. Well, you're more than welcome, honey, and we're so glad to have you here. Okay, yes, on Summer's case, and yes, Summer. Okay. Well, it's been out for a while, ICU. I don't know. After somebody told me the Facebook page or the YouTube channel of the Wells, I believe I remember, yeah, when Dawn put that out. It was back when he first started putting out her baby pictures and stuff, I believe. Yeah, the Summerwells case, people actually live around there, yeah. I don't know about the law enforcement though, Jennifer. I mean, I still hold true to the fact that somebody's crooked, and the ones that ain't crooked might as well be, because they ain't come forward and said anything about it yet. People don't disappear. In all cases, someone knows something. Exactly. I have had a head wrapped up in the Debbie case. It's crazy. Also, the height of the woman at the Family Dollar does not appear to be Debbie's height. It has been said Debbie was 5'7". You can tell by the Family Dollar store video the woman is not 5'7" tall. Well, like I said, I just now got into that case this morning, so most of everything that I've watched was news coverage. My thought is that Debbie was kidnapped prior to the Family Dollar store visit. Debbie was lured to that location for a reason. My family lived in Hawkins County for many years. Had to leave. Not a fan of their LE. Oh, okay. Well, good thing. Don't want to make you mad, Jennifer or Jennifer, but that's just my opinion about law enforcement. Last one, I feel someone attempted to portray themselves as Debbie and purchased the items at the Family Dollar and returned to the area where Debbie was being held to complete the deed. It's a possibility. That's definitely a possibility, Robin. I mean, they would have had access to her. They would have had access to her debit card and all. Sorry, this phone drives me crazy with the notifications going off. Andy is his name. Amanda and Andy, huh? I don't know, just something weird about that case, that's for sure. But like I said, Florida living by design swears up and down there's going to be arrests made soon. And hopefully they will be. Is there anything else anybody wants to talk about before we jump off here? I heard on the news report that she's 5'7" from hubby Steve. Okay, I'm holding on, sweetheart. Andrew is a UFC fighter. The boyfriend is? Wow. Happy birthday, Robin. And your retirement day, huh? Well, I hope you have many, many birthdays to come, sweetheart. Everybody tell Robin happy birthday. What's my second theory on summer besides Clyda? Ah. I don't know if it's a theory, but I believe those divers that were up there early on and they said they found a box off that bridge in the water. And when they asked Ronnie Lawson about going and retrieving it, and he said no, that law enforcement would take care of it and that their services were no longer needed. And that was the last anybody heard anything about that. As far as I know, that box was never went and got. That would be something I would like to check into. I'm really just trying to hang on to the thoughts that maybe they were not complete monsters, and if Dawn needed to get her gone so that she couldn't be checked by doctors, that they just handed her off to, whether it be a communal living situation where I have heard recently Candace knew some people that knew people in the communal living arena, and that would be a way to lose the child from, because like I said in my video, they do not socialize with public. They homeschool their kids. There's not a lot of technology, so it's not like she would be seen. And I mean, there's enough people around to take care of her. There's plenty of kids in those communities and stuff. So that's a thought too. I'm really, really trying to not go to the darkest place there is. I think someone said Dawn had blank with the girlfriend in front of the boys. I wonder if the boys tried to mimic him with Summer and hurt her bad, and or was then handed off to Miss Trent. It wasn't Donald. It wasn't Don, the dad. It was their brother. It was Donald the Third, and it was supposedly it was supposedly with Allie's daughter, who was underage. And you have to remember, Donald the Third was in his 30s, and Allie's daughter was underage, and the boys were watching that. Amanda and Andrew both have family violence charges. Wow. There you go, Robin. Everybody's wishing you happy birthday. Yes, that box has always bothered me too, honey. And why Ronnie Lawson never had anybody go check it out is beyond me. Long list of charges. Andrew was a former MMA fighter as well. Wow. And now he's on probation and needs money. Yes, this case is definitely people who knows people who know people, right? Exactly. The Venmo they sent it. That was my first thing, was that is such an odd number, because people are saying it was I forget how it was phrased, but anyways, like it was a ransom amount or something. You don't have a ransom amount that ends with a 5. I mean, you just don't. That was too specific of a number for it to have been anything other than her daughter asked her for a specific amount of money, and that's what she sent to her. You think we're going to be surprised at who it is, huh? I think Dawn hurt her over time and she got really sick and passed. Then the script went into play. Dawn's a defiance is age 5 to 12. Hello, Discovering. Good morning to you, sweetheart. My son's bus was late, so I'm late. LOL. But I found out Clyda owns a big time business in Utah called Tin Can Technologies LLC. Doing more research on it. Thank you, sweetheart. Yes, for him not being there, he sure took over the narrative. Yeah, he did. Makes you wonder, too. I find it odd all the Venmos before were from Debbie to her daughter. This 2,385 has Steve's name on it, not Debbie's. Maybe the stepdad and the daughter were having an affair. Yeah, he was down there. I mean, he lived down there. That's what I was just saying a while ago. Margie said that her and him lived down there with Pam and Don when they lived there. When Pam lived in Tennessee. Um, but yeah, he was down there recently before summer got gone because I can't find it now, but there's a picture of him and Josie in one of the distilleries somewhere around here where they went uh, to, like how they always went to Pigeon Forge and stuff. Well, they had went on one of those trips, and there's a picture of him and Josie together in a distillery. But now I can't find that picture now. Well, thank you. Debbie's husband said she was 5'5". Defiant. Okay. I was wondering if I said it wrong because it didn't sound right to me. Well, Nana, I'm surprised they haven't gave you the third degree since you follow Summer's case and live in the Tennessee area. LOL. Who? You're surprised who hasn't given me the third degree? I'm going to email the creator that would not mention my comments about Clyda. That's not usual to be ignored on her channel. Hmm. Really? There's only 4 likes? Come on, guys. Help a person out. You have that picture? Okay. Yes, hit the like button, guys, for me, please. I don't ask a whole lot of you guys. I have 49. Okay. Maybe somebody's just looking at it wrong. Or maybe the YouTube is messed up and it's just showing wrong. Maybe Amanda and boyfriend lured her by saying they were stuck on the road and she went to help. Strange, they're 9 family dollars stores before you get to where she stopped. Right, that's what I was saying earlier. Is maybe maybe she thought somebody was broke down, or her daughter could have told her to meet her there. They seem to insinuate that everyone who follows Summer's case is guilty of something. Oh, I don't know. There was a guy once, I think he was from Australia or something, like in July of last year or something. It was before I became a creator, was accusing me of taking her. Thank you, I see you. I'm going to make you a mod if you don't care. I see you. Thanks for reminding me to like, because I'm old and have to be reminded. Me too, honey. Trust me. Tennessee Southern Hell. Hello, honey. Let's see. I'm catching up, but the pick of them from the distillery are with the picks from Utah. Really? So they have distilleries in Utah? That sounded like I was really ignorant. I'm sorry. I didn't mean for it to sound like I was really ignorant. It just surprises me. Thought Tennessee was the big time alcoholics. Well, moonshiners, put it that way. And discovering where you at. There you are. Did you ladies turn blue? Okay, well, I assumed it was here because the distilleries, because we've opened up so many distilleries in the last few years. Welcome to all coming. Take a seat, share some laughs, and a tear or two. But always remember, we are here for each other and the truth. Absolutely. You're welcome. I see you. Thank you for being in here, sweetheart. Thank you for being willing to turn blue for me. Not a lot of people are willing to turn blue. Are you blue discovering? Hello, Debbie Z. What? Absolutely, Robin elbow cough, elbow cough, elbow cough. Okay. You're fine, Auntie M. Yes, Ronnie Lawson did turn down an AWP. I appreciate each and every one of my mods very much. Very, very much. Oh, Lordy. Hello, Catherine. Discovering the Nug is still going. Is he up there looking around? I didn't know he actually ever made it up there. Of the only people I would mod for, and I promise I won't go rogue on anybody like most do. Thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate that. I wonder if Debbie and her husband were in the process of kicking Amanda and Andrew out of the husband's house. Was Debbie buying items for the couple because they would be camping out of the car? That's a good thought. Good morning, Joe. Troublemaker? Never. I am commenting on everything Hawkins County posts. Please allow Adventures with Purpose to search for summer. Yes, everybody hashtag that. I don't even know if they'd be willing to come up here now, though. I would like to find the diver that reported the box off the bridge because Ronnie can't tell anyone they can't look in that water. Well, that's what I thought too. And he evidently can't tell, he legally cannot tell 250 bikers that they can't come to town either. But for some reason, they listen to him. And Adventures with Purpose listen to him. And Echo Search listens to him. So, yeah, I believe it was the one from what is the name of that team? Diving with a Purpose or something like that. Diving with something. Who are we talking about, ladies? Because she runs her mouth. Oh, Jody Sue. Absolutely, Robin. Thank you so much. Everything is we discuss is fact, is not fact. To discuss our opinions on this channel. It's speculation in a factual manner. Welcome to all coming in. Take a seat and please be respectful in chat. 100%. Exploring with Nug was talking about going for a search to Elbow Cough. Elbow Cough? Y'all have got me lost, I'm telling you. Yeah, I would like to figure out who there are too, because LE can't control who dives, considering nobody owns waterways, lakes, rivers, creeks. Right. And I believe it's at not Fort Henry Dam, but that, you know, that one bridge that Don B showed the last time around, the something Ford Bridge or whatever it was. I believe that was the bridge they were talking about. It's right below Dawn and Candace's house. Amanda lives in her mom and dad's house, or mom and stepdad's house. There's a new diver getting involved. Nug. Yeah, but I don't think he wasn't talking about actually diving. I mean, I'm sure he will, but he was talking more along the lines of walking through the woods and stuff searching. Need a diver. That's it. Need a diver. You're right, Southern Hell. You think they were about to be evicted? Well, like I said earlier, old Steve buddy there better be watching his back. Because if they would do that to her mom so easily, what would they do to her stepdad? And knowing that they would wind up with house, money, cars, everything. Lawson has no right to say people can't search. JSB thinks she owns Ben Hill, saying trespassing, etc. Really? Hello, I'm a bitch. That's the bridge Candace likes to fish off of? Good morning, sweetheart. reach out to Nug and tell him about the box? I tried sending one thing to him and he ignored it, so I don't know. But I'll try. Can't ever hurt to try. Hmm. You doubt there's distilleries in Mormon County or country, right? See, I'm almost positive that picture was took here in Tennessee. You missed something about the box. Back in the early days of the investigation of Summer getting gone, there was a dive team or a diver that found a trunk like box that was near a bridge somewhere near Dawn and Candace's house. When they reported their find to Ronnie Lawson, they offered Ronnie Lawson to go back down and get it and bring it up. Ronnie Lawson said, no, leave it alone. We'll take care of it. Your services are no longer needed. You can just go on home. And nothing has ever been said about that box since. You did? You asked him to check the bridge? Jody Sue has trolls going into spy trolls going into chats and reporting back to her about what's going on. She tried to get on Sage's panel. Sage said, nope. Why, I wouldn't care. I'd let her come up on my panel. You go ahead and come right on up on my panel, Jody Sue. You're welcome. I don't know why they didn't bring it up. It does seem weird. But yeah, if there's anybody in here that's from Jody Sue's channel and you're friends with her and you don't get blocked or shut down or cussed out when you talk to her in her chat, you tell her that she's more than welcome over here on my panel anytime. Everybody's opinion counts here, and she is more than welcome to get up here and say what she thinks. Only problem is that she has to actually talk. Her mouth has to move when she comes on my panel. She's not allowed to just get up here and just sit. She ain't that damn pretty. She's welcome just like everyone else, right? Exactly. She really is. She's welcome just like everyone else. It's 3.8 miles from the bridge to their house, guys. With wintertime approaching, going to be hard for anybody to dive unless they have dry suits with the warm water filtering through it because of hypothermia. I would just say their name every 15 minutes, but not say anything else. Whose name? Jody Sue's name? Yeah, a lot of people are blocked from Jody Sue. Jody Sue somehow knows everything about everything said about her. I said last night to her she needs to get on panel and retell her story. Yeah, she needs to come to my channel and on my panel and retell her story. She sure does. I agree, Nana. She can come talk to anyone, but be able to speak where my old but can hear her. I might be old, huh? but be able to speak where my old, but okay, I think you mistyped, but we understand what you're saying. Maybe Lawson actually knows about Summer and Miss Trent and is actually protecting Summer by keeping the secret. Is that possible? It's possible, but it seems like that he'd be jeopardizing his badge because it's not just a state thing, it's federal now because FBI is involved. That river under that bridge needs to be dredged and searched to rule it out. Who has more patience? You'll say something on her next live. Please do. I would love for Jody Sue to come over here. I really would. Because I mean, I would not be rude. I would just be flat out real with her, just like I would anybody else. I don't kiss. I try to be respectful of everybody, but I don't kiss nobody's butt. Um, I have clips. She's changed her story. I'm gonna say about 50 times. She adds and takes away from her story. Right? Has everybody went and signed that petition so that Adventures with Purpose can get that reward from the Kylie Rodney case? If you haven't, you need to look it up and go sign it. She'd be scared of me. Oh, come on now. Jody Sue's supposed to be one big bad mother. She walks through the woods and she reads the Lord's Prayer backwards. She shouldn't be scared of me. Okay, Robin says, I emailed AWP to see what happened about the search for Summer. They stated they were told their services were not needed. They search for cars in water, basically. Yes, they do search for cars in water, but they also can search for bones. You probably blocked from Jody Sue. I only watch her verbal diarrhea in the beginning, but I'm sure she seems seen me talk about her in other chats, probably. Hang on, I'll be right back with you guys. I think so. No, it wasn't. It wasn't here. Ever watched the movie Gone Baby Gone? I've wanted to watch it, but I haven't been able to. I believe it's on Hulu, isn't it? When I'm talking to people, I have a lot of patience. I try. Well, I can't say that because when I'm on John Davis's channel, I'm not allowed to talk to his guests simply because I was getting irritated with Cam's answers when I was talking to him one day. So maybe I don't have as much patience as we think. I would like for Cam to come over and be on my panel. I don't dislike Cam and Allie. I don't. I just have my opinions. And I'm a straightforward kind of person, and I can't hide how I feel and what I think. I have to say that I do feel for Jody Sue. I mean, cancer and being with someone since 12, I do in my heart believed in empathy and sympathy. Well, yeah, that's true. I feel bad for her too, but historical corruption is in the history books. Nana takes no shit. Hello, Brendan. Wilhelmy? Is that how you pronounce it? Where did that horse come from? Did that get found out? Was it a gate left open or what was that? I don't know, but to me, it looked like a drag box it had behind it. I swear that looked like a drag box. So I would assume it was somebody thought that the horse was just going to stand still while they grabbed a drink of water and it took off while they were dragging the road. I went on her chat and asked where's the opening to the cave. She jumped to someone else's question. I noticed what she does is when someone asks a question that triggers her, she won't answer. Jody Sue's a coward. Do you want to put it in chat? If not, I understand. Oh, I don't know what y'all are talking about, but I don't care. Put whatever in chat. The petition? Actually, it's on Plunder's page. I think she's actually the one that got it started. I forget whose page it was on just a minute ago. That's when I signed it a second ago. If anybody has the link for that petition, please put it in my chat right now. And if you find it after this is over, send it to me and I'll post it on my community tab. I honestly believe those boys need that money. Not that they need the money, but I believe they deserve the money. You signed it and shared it on your Facebook. That's my only social media besides YouTube. You have signed it, Happy Haggis. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad. Summer Got Gone, that movie was the same scenario. Harsh Reality is the first one I heard about that movie from, and that's when I wanted to try to go find it, but it's on Hulu and I don't have Hulu. The horse running down the road was working a field and it took off. Okay. So it was a drag box though, right? Well, it would have the harnesses. They were hitched to the drag box, honey. That's right. It don't give her a free pass to lie about Summer's case and stop spreading its misinformation. Yeah. But AWP said they didn't really care or need the money. So why the petition when exactly or where is the money now? I don't know, but they're trying to fight it. It's not the point that they need the money or even that they want the money. It's the fact that the people in the town, whoever it may have been, that put the money up simply because they got mad that AWP is the one that found her, are trying to not give them the money. And that's not right. Gone Baby Gone is the movie that they were talking about. That Harsh Reality, like I said, Harsh Reality is the first one that mentioned it that and he was saying it was a good movie and it's basically Summer's scenario. You sent the link for the movie to YouTube. Okay, good. It wasn't just social media ain't just the only ones that's allowed Jody Sue to do what she wants to do. The law in TBI and local law enforcement up there in Hawkins County has allowed that woman to do whatever she wanted to do and get away with it. They cannot, nobody can tell me that they couldn't put a stop to Jody Sue running her mouth if they wanted to. You can't tell me they couldn't have put a stop to Dawn and Candace running their mouth. Exactly. Jody Sue needs to keep Summer's name out of her mouth so that she can line her pockets. AWP definitely deserves the money. Thank you, We Scottish Mile. She just signed a petition. She needs a gag order. Yes, she does. You know what? I'm wondering. Okay, Candace dropped out of the public site the first week or so in June. Shortly after that, Allie, Andrew, Hunter, everybody else involved in the case dropped out of public sight. Why is Jody Sue still out there? I mean, we're all assuming, and it's sort of been said and sort of not, that everybody else got a gag order put on them. Why has Jody Sue not had a gag order put on her? No, I don't think AWP said that they haven't been offered. I think that they went to collect it, and it was they're trying to say that they don't deserve it. Nothing else has come out about Summer's reward that I know of. Nothing. It's just another hot topic that was involved in Summer's case that was hot for a little while and then it dropped away. Thank you, Robin. Well, guys, trust me, my channel needs the thumbs up. It needs the algorithms, and I know I probably didn't say that right. Needs to be raised, guys. Come on. I'm literally drowning from not getting enough views or something, or just YouTube hates me. One. That's all I can say. I think they just hate me. Can I ask a question? Why hasn't anything or anyone at Allison's or around her house hasn't been searched? Because it's Hawken and Sullivan County, evidently. I mean, I'm not being smart. I don't have a clue why those law enforcement hasn't done half the stuff they should have done. Does stuff like this make you want to put CCTV outside your homes? Heck, with all the UFO talk lately, face one to the sky also. I always not like the idea of CCTV everywhere, but I'm reconsidering it. Absolutely 100%. Hey, I thought I saw 2 UFOs yesterday. Speaking of Allie, she knew a creator long before Summer disappeared. Cough P, cough G. I heard Allison made her YouTube channel. I don't know if it's fact because I haven't found it, just what I heard. Huh. We Scottish Mall, now calm down. I've never wanted to stitch somebody's mouth shut. I cannot listen to Jody Sue. Sorry. You're not going to hell for saying that. Nana, how about searching the Summer pic to FBI and asking them to do facial recognition? Tell them to get back to you with an answer. Well, because I mean, that's fine. I mean, I can. Thank you, Happy Haggis. I can, but if I remember right, like I said, I believe it came off of Don Wells's page, anyways. But We can go and check. I mean, I'll send it to them. Her aunt has one I can't seem to find. Thank you again, Happy Haggis. It is so appreciated, hon. Sheila sent an attachment. Sheila sent an attachment. More stuff coming out about the Kaylee Jones case, guys. I'm going to have to come up with me a bell or something to ring when people give me money. Like all these other people out here. They make stupid noises, you know. Maybe I need to find me a fairy bell, you know, like when the angels get their wings. I have never heard of this Peacock G-Cough. Hello, Suzette. Thank you, Happy Haggis. Well, there were two other creators who knew the whales at approximately the same time. So did they also know them before Summer went missing? Well, probably. Prayer wasn't a creator at the time that she knew him before. And no, she didn't. She didn't know Dawn before Summer went missing. Oh, I get you. I get you. Never mind. Okay, P and G, got you. Y'all can say their names. I don't care if you mention other creators on here. As long as we don't bash nobody, it ain't hurting nothing. I'm not crazy like that. I don't think that it's gonna, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's what is wrong with my channel, but I don't think it's gonna hurt my channel for other creators to be mentioned on here. I learned a long time ago working in a restaurant. It's called curbside appearance or curbside appeal. I'm sorry. And Better Business. I forget what it's called. Anyways, you have somebody come in your store and ask if you have a certain thing in your store. Do you serve this certain food? Do you have this certain thing in stock? And you say no. You're supposed to send them to where they can find it. And it's better for your business to point them in the right direction because then they remember how helpful you have been and then they come back to you because they know you're honest and you're looking out for them more so than yourself. And that's how I feel about other creators. When you bring up other creators in my chat, then we always make sure and say, hey, go check that person out. And maybe other creators aren't like that. But that's how I am. And I'm not going to change my morals for nobody. Oh, that's who P and G is. I was racking my brain trying to figure out who that was. Me too, honey. Don't feel bad. No, I don't think they knew each other either. I mean, PG called Dawn up after Summer got gone and they became fast friends. And then after Dawn and Candace and her had their big argument, did PG start her channel. Lord, folks, I'll be so glad when I get my power turned on. It is a tad bit chilly this morning. Y'all have a great day, and remember, it don't cost a dime to be kind. Exactly. Remain calm. You have a great day, sweetheart, and I'll talk to you later. AWP works off donations, and their state of the art equipment is expensive. Most families are grateful to them. Kylie's family are anomaly, yes. As long as they're decent creators, we all should support each other. Now, the bad ones I will not support, right? Me either. But I don't bash anybody. Even the bad ones, I don't bash. I mean, I'll talk like I did about Jody Sue a while ago, but that's not bashing them. That's just saying, hey, you need to come up here and we'll have a chat. I am sort of getting settled in. I haven't had the opportunity to go to my sister's and get the rest of my stuff yet. And yes, my power is off. I have not had. What happened was the light company has messed over the last place that my son and I lived. We had a lease on the place, and we paid the light bill every month and was never late and blah, blah, blah. And here you have to pay such a large deposit. Okay, so when you move out, you call, you cancel your lights, tell them when to shut them off, and you tell them whether you want them to keep the deposit or, whatever, send it out. So my son said, keep the deposit. And of course, they always take the last bill out of the deposit. So the next time you go to have electric hooked up, you have to fill out another application. And as long as you paid your bill and all bills have been paid, the deposit is supposed to go down. You're not supposed to have to pay as big a deposit. They're trying to tell my son that they sent him a complete $300 check for the amount of the deposit. They never took out the last month's bill, which is bull crap. Anyways, that they sent him the whole $300 back, and that they have the cash check to prove it. So now we have to pay $375 to get our power turned on, which last week they told us it was only going to be like the $75 until he went down there to do it. And then they said it was going to be $375. So now we have to wait until we can get that money together. And didn't know that was going to be a problem when we moved out of the motel into the trailer. So now I'm sitting without power. Yes. That's what I was saying. The other day, I was taking the paperwork over to my landlord to have him fill out the paperwork when he had the heart attack and passed. PG seems protective of the Sherfies. Probably because where Sherfy Sr. got on her panel and went off on her that one time. Biscuit, get over here. Get over here. Shut up. Biscuit. You should be. If you have power already on, you should be able to well, and see, that's what it should have been in our case, because like I said, they had the deposit and everything. They should have been able to just went ahead, us paid the $75 to have the connection fees and all that stuff, and just had it turned on. But now they're trying to say, oh no, they sent the whole $300, which they never send the entire deposit back out, because they always take the last bill out of your deposit. So I know right there that they're crazy, should I say. I heard in a recording I found WD or DW and PG had a fling, and CBW was mad. But I also think PG was saying, friends, I will find it and send it to you. Send it to me too, Joe, please. UK energy bills are rocketing up. Worrying time here over. Well, they are here in this town too, because back in like 2019, before 2020, they had the government had given a grant to this county to put fiber optic wires all over the county so that everybody here could have Wi-Fi, and they got a third of the county done, and they ran out of money. And so, from what I understand, the FBI is looking into it because they think it was embezzled or whatever. And but now they're jacking everybody's light bills up to try to cover the money that they lost. Hello, barefoot hillbilly redneck woman. Yes, it would explain that. That would explain why PG jumping on out defending DW too, wouldn't it? Yeah. I heard something like that. I don't know why he sent her money, but CBW was mad big time. They do need to fix the 911 system. They've messed up. Lord, honey, y'all wouldn't believe it took that ambulance, I know, 30 minutes to get here the other day. And we're like 10 minutes outside of town. Rockin' Robin, you have a great day, honey, and I hope everything's okay. Love you too, sweetheart. I hope nothing's really wrong. Joe, I would be been pissed also, my child missing, and this idiot inviting women and their children to come and live on the. Yeah, I would too. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, if we have any gentlemen in here, it's been 3 hours, so I'm going to jump off here and see if I can't fix some breakfast and warm up a little bit. And I am so glad that you guys came and kept me company this morning. Make sure and say prayers for every child that's out here that needs it. Thank you, ICU. You're going to have to come up on panel with me one day, hon. I would love for you to join me on panel one day. Bye, sweet Scottish ma. You have to think, if he thinks these children will be safe on that hill, then he knows what happened to Summer. Right? Didn't think of that one. Yes, hit the like button on your way out, guys, please. Bye, Suzette. I'm glad you guys were here. Zero. Heather. I'm so glad all of you guys showed up. Thank you. You're more than welcome, ICU. I would love to have you up one day. I'd love to have a conversation with you. So anytime, Thursday night, why don't you come up Thursday night? I mean, unless you have something else to do. It's always Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, sweetheart. OMG, gotta go get my son off the bus. Oh, an hour does go by really fast, don't it, hon? All right, guys. I'll talk to you all later. Thank you for being here, and I remember I'm going live tonight to relay the live stream for Yaron Kathuri, okay? Please join us, and I will talk to you guys this evening. Pray for all the babies, guys. Pray for all of them.